Hello, my name's Paul. In this video, I wanted to show you how you can use a simple mobile marketing technique to get far more customers into your restaurant. So to start with, I'm going to open up Google's keyword tool. If you haven't seen this before, it's a tool Google provides to provide statistics on what keywords people are searching for and where. So for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to type in the keyword restaurant, or sorry, the key phrase restaurant in Edinburgh. If you're watching this video and you're not in the UK, Edinburgh is it's a beautiful city up in Scotland, but not entirely relevant. So anyway, yeah, that's what Edinburgh is. So restaurant in Edinburgh, city in Scotland, reasonably sized city. So what we're going to do. Obviously the location is set to the UK here, as you can see, but we want to change the devices to all mobile devices, and then we'll click search. There we go, and then the search, just get the search results up here, and what you can see is that in the UK, on purely mobile searches for this rough term restaurant Edinburgh, every month there's, I mean, look here, broad term restaurant Edinburgh, 40,000 approximate local searches in the UK. Most of us are going to be within the local Edinburgh area. Obviously, all these different kind of derivatives of that key phrase, but the gist of it is that there's lots of people, thousands and thousands of people every month in Edinburgh searching for a restaurant. You know, they're looking for a restaurant to eat at. Most of these searches, they're not listing a named restaurant. It's like a type of restaurant or a good restaurant. So you can see, I mean, Edinburgh, I'm not sure what the population is. It's 300,000 people or something, the population approximately. But you can see every month, I mean, there's thousands of people in Edinburgh. They've got their mobile phone out. You can see here it's all mobile devices. They've got their mobile phone out, their smartphone, or a tablet like an iPad, and they're searching, you know, for a restaurant to eat at. That's why they're searching. So that's really a quick overview of the potential. If you type in, you know, restaurant your city or your location, you also get probably similar results to this. Obviously depends on the population, but you'll see a lot of people at the minute. People are just searching for where to eat on their mobile phone. They're not doing it on a desktop computer anymore. They've got their smartphone out. They're like, oh, where am I gonna, I don't know, book a table for my birthday party, or I don't know, my Mother's Day or something. Anyway, so why this is important is that, yeah, this is the background. So there's thousands of people every month searching in your city for restaurants. And what I'm going to show you in this next screen is, this is an example. Just about loads on my screen, is that on the left hand side here you see an example of a smartphone that is displaying a website of a restaurant, and this is the restaurant's normal website. And then the right side of the picture you can see another example. It's the same as a smartphone, but this website has been optimized for use with mobile devices. This is actually a real example in Scotland. Jimmy Chung's is I'm sure it's a great restaurant. I haven't picked on them. It's nothing personal. It's just an example I'm using. That Jimmy Chung's it's a restaurant chain up in Scotland. I think they've got maybe 3 or 4 outlets. But what happens is that the people who are searching for restaurant to eat at, and for example in Edinburgh up in Scotland, when they come to Jimmy Chung's website, if they're found, you know, if Google shows Jimmy Chung's website. Imagine you're on a mobile phone. You come to this website. You can't. Well, for a start, you can't see anything. I mean, you can see that. You can see it's called Jimmy Chung's, but this text here, it's so small. It's hard to click on anything. Whereas with the website to the right, it's been designed specially for mobile devices. So if this Jimmy Chung's had done a little bit of preparation and had got a mobile optimized version of their website in, it would mean that when people are searching or come to the main website for them, they would get directed to this site. And as you can see, it's much easier to use. I mean, people who are looking for restaurants on mobile phones, they're there to make quick decisions. They want to know, well, first and foremost, normally they want an idea of what's on the menu, an idea of pricing, when the restaurant's open, how they can find the restaurant, where they can park, and a phone number to call the restaurant on if they want to book a table. You know, it's pretty basic information. And that information, if you're on a desktop computer and you come to a website like this, yeah, you might hunt around for a bit because you've got a big wide screen. You've got a mouse to use. You can probably spend a minute or two looking for that information. But if you're on a smartphone, I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know how many visits this Jimmy Chung's restaurant gets a month, but I'll be very surprised if the vast majority of people that visited this restaurant's website, after searching for a local restaurant, you know, they're so close to getting that book in Jimmy Chung's. It's painful. It pains me to see it. Yeah, it pains me to see all these restaurants with these not optimized sites. Anyway, what's going to happen is that more than likely the person looking for a restaurant in Edinburgh or whatever Scottish city it is where Jimmy Chung's is, they're going to come to this website. They're going to be like, well, this is a nightmare. I can't even see it. I can't find the menu. It doesn't render properly. I don't even know where the phone number is. I don't have time to look and try and locate this cryptic phone number or directions, or where can I park my car when I go to this restaurant. You know, nothing's there. So they're probably just going to bounce back to Google and search for another restaurant, or maybe go into a social media type site and maybe look for some kind of recommendations of websites. So that's the second thing I wanted to show you in this video. It's really, first thing was we've obviously got this data here. It's showing that lots of people are looking for restaurants on mobile devices. This isn't it's not desktop computers, it's mobile devices. And then a lot of people, when they come to these restaurants' websites, they're seeing this disaster of a website in terms of how it loads on a mobile device. It's just not going to convert at all. I mean, the purpose of a restaurant's website should be to get the person to call up and make a booking. Really, that's what you want. I mean, you don't. That's it's the nature of the game. But the bottom line is, this isn't plainly not going to do the job. I mean, this isn't. This is just a mock-up of a demo website. I mean, you could have a much better mobile site than this, but just gives you a high-level overview as to what's possible with a mobile optimized website for a restaurant. And then the final thing I wanted to show you was, I mean, you can say, well, of course, I work for a mobile marketing agency, so I'm biased. Of course, I'm biased, but if you look at the research into this, you know, it's not my research, and it's not my colleagues' research. This is research from Google. You know, Moneybags Google, who's got a lot of money to do a lot of great research. They've done a lot of research into how people are using Google, their search engine, when they're using their smartphone or their tablet. And as you can see here, this is the interesting piece of research for restaurants. This is the slide that matters in this report that I looked through. Obviously, you can see here it's called the local mobile consumer. Basically, how future consumers are looking or searching Google. And the really important part of this is, I mean, obviously here it says 94% of users have searched local. Yeah, that's not surprising. You've got a smartphone. You're going to be making local searches. There's nothing surprising there. But what's really interesting for restaurants is these three slides. If you look, 94% of these people who search, 70% odd called a business after searching. So these people weren't just searching, for research or whatever. They were searching to contact whatever it was they were searching for. And I think maybe the most important slide here, or not slide, actual statistic, is that 90% of this number they acted within 24 hours. And this really, it just goes hand in hand with what a lot of research is pointing in, is that when people are on mobile phones looking for restaurants or restaurants in their neighborhood, the local area, they're doing that because they want to, I mean, they're probably in a position to phone up and book a table at that restaurant very quickly, probably within an hour or two. I mean, here you can see 90% acted within 24 hours. It's an unbelievable statistic. But again, it's not my statistic. I mean, this is Google's research, as you can see down here. It's not my stat. So in summary, really, the gist of all this is that if you work in a restaurant or you own a restaurant, in terms of business priorities at the minute in terms of what you're doing, where you're spending money advertising. I'm not sure there's anything more important that you could do for your restaurant than to make sure you've got a mobile optimized version of your restaurant like this. I mean, like I said, this is a demo version, but a mobile optimized version that when people come onto Google, and like we've seen here before, they're making all these thousands of searches a month for restaurants. When they go onto Google, come to your website, they want a nice, easy website that's got all the information there. It's easy to find, and they can call up and book directly from your phone. They don't have to scroll in and out and try and hunt for information, which isn't going to happen. They're going to go back to Google and look for somewhere else, a restaurant where it's a bit easier to find information. So that's the broad level summary. I hope that the message is clear. I mean, of course, the message from Google, I'd say, is the important one. I mean, Google's the authority in all this, and Google's basically saying that people on mobile phones, searching locally on mobile phones, they're doing that because they want to take action. And a lot of this surrounds local businesses. They want to make a purchase, and it's an absolute gold mine for local restaurants. All the more so that the vast majority of restaurants. I mean, I'm recording this video in May 2013. I think still only about 10 to 20% of restaurants actually have a mobile optimized version. So I mean, if you get in, if you're a restaurant or you work for one or own one, and you get in and it's early, you can start cleaning up your market soon enough, because the vast majority of your competitors aren't even aware that this is an issue. I understand. I mean, restaurant, there's 101 things. I've never run a restaurant, but I speak with a lot of restaurant owners, and they're some of the busiest people I know. I know there's 101 things you do when you're managing and running a restaurant, but I mean, if you can get in this early, it can be an absolute. It can turn your business around. To be blunt about it. So yeah, that's a high-level view. I'll stop talking now. I think I've said pretty much what I wanted to say in this video. If you find that any of the content was at all useful, hopefully, within 12 minutes of video I had, hopefully there was something here you found useful. Please leave a comment below. If you think this video is terrible, leave a negative comment. I'd rather you didn't, but it's on YouTube. It's an open democratic platform, so make a comment. If it's positive, great. If it's not, well, we live in a democracy, so go for it. And the other thing was that if you want a free mock-up of if you work for a restaurant and you want a free mock-up of how your restaurant's website could look, similar to this really, on a mobile device, there's a link at the bottom of this video. Click the link. You see on our website there's an option with the right hand side you can just email us, contact us, phone us, and just request a free mock-up, and we'll create something like this just to give you an idea for free as to what potentially there is there, or the potential that mobile has for the future success of your restaurant. Again, to clarify, my name is Paul, and thank you for making it to the end of this video. Maybe we'll speak soon.